Hiya. Just gonna check that it's working. Yes. Okay, perfect. Hiya. If you just join in, do leave a comment if you're tuning into the live stream. Let me know who you are. Let me know how you're doing, how your weekend is going. Get yourself a wine, some tea, coffee, whatever you want, water. And welcome to another Moonwatch episode. Very soon, in the early hours of Sunday, around 5:20 a.m. here in the UK, we officially have the new moon. And this is going to be like a really weird and powerful sort of video that I'm going to do, or personal, because this new moon, it kisses my natal Pluto placement. So it's like a really significant episode of my Moonwatch sort of series. And so I want to give like a trigger warning because it might be emotional, this particular one. So keep that in mind. And also I'd like to know where you have, let me just check. I think it's like 23 degrees officially, the new moon in Scorpio. Hiya, if you're just tuning in, do leave a comment. Let me know who you are, how you're doing this weekend. And also let me know if you have anything natally at 25 degrees of Scorpio in your birth chart. But yeah, I picked a card actually a tarot card for this new moon, and I got the 9 of Wands. And actually, let us see if I can find it, because I put it back in the deck. But let's see if I can find it. It should be here. Yes, okay. Okay, here you go. This is the 9 of Wands right there. And this is Kim Krantz's Wild Unknown tarot deck, by the way. If you're familiar with my channel, I use this all the time. It's my favorite deck. But this is the card that I drew for this new moon in Scorpio. And if you haven't already, check out my Mars going direct video as well. Because that's going to give an indication as well about how this new moon is going to factor in for us. And like I mentioned before on my channel many times, new moon can affect you actually up to 2 weeks actually before the official date, or up to 2 weeks after the official date. So keep that in mind as well. I'm sure some of you are already feeling this new moon in Scorpio energy, and I'm sure some of you are going to feel it a bit later. And those of you who have something natally 23 degrees Scorpio, and maybe even 23 degrees of the other fixed signs, so Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus, then you're quite likely to feel it on or really close to the actual date and time. But yeah, as I say, this one's going to be quite powerful, emotional. And I want to say as well that new moons can often feel like full moons. So if you're familiar with the distinction, a full moon is like often a culmination, right? An overspilling of emotions or some big emotional realization sometimes, or some big release or letting go sometimes. It's some manic thing or intense thing sometimes. And the new moon, in contrast, is sometimes described more as freshness and lightness and excitement about new intention and setting something new, right? But they're actually both big points in the month, the rough month of intensity. And sometimes the new moon can feel like a full moon. And I think this is one of them. I think there's going to be a lot of Scorpio. The scorpionic energy is going to be very strong for a lot of us on this new moon. And we are going to very humbly, softly, gently ride into Sagittarius season on the back of this new moon, and very slowly into Sag season. And I wanted to read you something that I wrote in my notes on my phone, like yesterday or the day before, about the new moon. So let me just read it to you and see how you resonate. Hi, if you're just tuning in. Again, let me know in the live chat stream who you are, how you're doing this weekend, and how this new moon is affecting you. So this new moon, I feel, can feel so much like a full moon, as I just said. There's a big element of letting go, but it's a letting go so as to throw ourselves into something exciting, something unknown, something that is truly going to challenge us and test all of our faculties. The moon is actually a receptive, very mental, intuitive sign. We have a chance here to deeply intend toward a new relationship, reforging of a true bond, a gesture that must be true and honest and unafraid of pain and vulnerability. I see a lot of powerful admissions, freedom through revelation, fresh throwing of caution to the wind, if it means you are finally able to clear out the last dregs of something that had been eating you inside. On the cusp of Sagittarius season as well, many of us, I feel, are committing to something and or someone emotional or with emotionality, and this will later be bolstered by the powers of belief and conviction and wisdom. And we know that there could be a big lesson ahead, and we know that it will likely surprise us. But we release all inhibition and we commit to the deepest and truest of our feelings. And there won't be regret for many of us after this new moon. Even if this intention of ours ends with something opposite to the ideal, we kind of know that this outcome is possible, and we're not disappointed, but have already grown so much. And just as we are intensely poised to be truthful right now, we are just as prepared to accept truths that are going to be coming in. So we launch from this new moon in Scorpio with fiery guts, of course, because it's Mars-led Scorpio and it's very close to Sag season, but also with tact and humility and tenderness. And it's going to be a kind of seal, perhaps a seal that you put on a bond to be restored and fortified, and or it could be a seal to be some form of brave closing out act that you do on a relationship that sees its karma finally recalibrated. So if you just tune in, that's kind of what I wrote. couple of days ago just to channel this new moon. So this is where I'm going to get a bit emotional. Okay, if you're watching, sorry. And I did provide a trigger warning at the beginning, so you can tune out if you're not into the emotional. But I'm a Cancer rising, Cancer moon, Cancer Chiron, and this new moon is it's very important for me, this new moon in my own chart. And I have wine as well, so get yourself some wine if you don't have any. What I'm going to do now, just before I finish this little stream, is read some lyrics of a song. And this song is, first of all, let me tell you why I'm choosing this one, or choosing to read a song or poetry, really. It's because the moon, this is about the moon, right? The moon is in our natal chart. In us, it is our poetry. In many ways, it's our poetry. It is our poetics, if you like. It is our poetic power. It is our emotional, reflective power. And of course, a lot of emotional reflection is had through poetry and lyrics and song. So that's why I'm choosing it. And this particular song was sung by the late George Michael, who was a Cancer rising as well. And yeah, I'm just going to read it. And this song is titled Waiting for That Day. And again, get some wine or drink and just like listen to the lyrics and like see how they affect you and feel it. Just let it go through you, or resonate or whatever. And I'd love to hear like your take on the lyrics as well in the comments. Whether you're live, you can do it now, or you can comment after the fact when the video is up. But just let us know how you're feeling and how you feel about it. Because I want to share the new moon experience with you and the end of Scorpio season with you. I want you to reflect back your feelings. So the song goes, so every day I see you in some other face. They crack a smile, talk a while, try to take your place. My memory serves me far too well. I just sit here on this mountain thinking to myself, you're a fool, boy. Why don't you go down? Find somebody else. My memory serves me far too well. It's not as though we just broke up. It's not as though it was yesterday. But something I just can't explain. Something in me needs this pain. I know I'll never see your face again. Come on now. I've got to be strong now. Now everybody's talking about this new decade. Like you say the magic numbers, then just say goodbye to the stupid mistakes you made. Oh, my memory serves me far too well. Don't you know that the years will come and go? Some of us will change our lives. Some of us still have nothing to show. Nothing, baby, but memories. And if these wounds, they are self-inflicted, I don't really know how my poor heart could have protected me. Come on now, come on now. You don't have to be so strong now. Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. Come back to me, darling. I will make it worth your while. Come on back to your baby. I miss your kiss. I miss your smile. Seems to me the peace I search to find, it ain't gonna be mine until you say you will. Don't you keep me waiting for that day. I know, I know, I know you hear these words that I say. I know, I know, I know, I know. You can't always get what you want. 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 And again, that was, if you're just tuning in, that was George Michael's Waiting for That Day. And I hope you have a nice rest of the weekend. I hope you have a nice new moon experience. But most of all, I hope you make the most of it. And I'd love you to share with me your experience of it. So that's all from me. I'm going to go finish my wine now. Love you very much. Take care, everyone, and stay safe and well. See you next time. Bye-bye.